gratitude. And we present this distinguished award in the recognition of lifetime dedication and excellence. So I request the stage and felicitate and give this PHARMA LOK Lifetime Achievement Award to Bhupender Bhup Singh. All the dignitaries. Dr. Santani sir, Khar sir, Saranjit sir, please. Atul Nasa sir. Please, everyone, each and everyone, please. So one of the greatest contribution in the field of pharmacy profession, Dr. Bhupender Singh Bhup sir. How sir, please. Yeah, sir, give a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, please. PHARMA LOK Lifetime Achievement Award, Dr. Bhupender Bhup sir. What a personality, what a contribution in the health sector of India. Thank you all the dignitaries and Professor Bhupender Bhup sir for accepting this Lifetime Achievement Award 2025. Thank you sir. Thank you. Now we are moving forward. So I am requesting all the dignitaries to stay on the stage, please. All the dignitaries, please stay on the stage. Please. Bhupender Bhup sir, I am also inviting you to please stay on the stage. All the dignitaries, please. So we are going to announce a second very important award of this National Pharma Summit 2025. The name special award and the name of the award is PHARMA LOK Healthcare Lead. To announce this year's award to Dr. Atul Nasa sir. So have a big round of applause, ladies and Dr. Atul Nasa sir, that everyone knows his contribution in the field by working in severe departments of Government of India, the key member of Pharmacy Council of India, the member of DTAB also. So Dr. Atul Nasa sir, PHARMA LOK Healthcare Leader Award 2025. Thank you Atul sir for accepting our award. Thank you. Thank you everyone, all the dignitaries. I am requesting all the dignitaries, please stay on the stage, please. Now we will move forward to the next very important part of this summit is launching and inauguration of abstract book. So I am requesting to launch the abstract book of National Pharma Summit 2025. Abstract book, please. As well as the books, 16 title books of Rudransh publications that also we are going to inaugurate. We are going to launch these books. So I am requesting our team to present these books. So it's an e-book. So we're launching an e-book. Ladies and gentlemen, so it is the launching of e-book. Along with it, we're also launching the titles, 16 titles. So this is an e-book launching. Books है ना? नहीं, 2 minutes sir. Just a minute sir, please. So I am requesting our team to present the books, the 16 title books: Pharmacognosy, Pharmaceutical Chemistry for Diploma in Pharmacy, Clinical Pharmacy, Textbook of Pharmacy Law and Ethics, Textbook of Quality Use of Medicines, Practical Book of Hospital and Clinical Pharmacy, Community Pharmacy and Management. There are 3 different authors, 3 different titles of Community Pharmacy and Management for Diploma in Pharmacy: Biochemistry and Clinical Pathology, Pharmacotherapeutics, Drug Abuse, Textbook of Hospital Pharmacy, Pharmacology, Human Anatomy and Physiology for नहीं अभी एब्स्ट्रैक्ट बुक्स का रेडी नहीं किया
हेलो हाँ मैम आ गया था ना
Clinical Toxicology. So all the 16 title books of Rudran's publication. So it's a new journey, new beginning of Rudran's publications. So total 18 title books we're going to launch today. To have a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, please. अच्छा
नहीं पहले कौन सी आई है
हाँ Launching of Pharmacy Law and Ethics books by Dr. O.P. Tiwari sir. I am requesting all the authors to come forward please on the stage. Dr. O.P. Tiwari sir, Dr. Ramandeep Singh sir, Satinder Kakar sir, Amisha Maheshwari sir, Amisha Maheshwari. This is a textbook of Pharmacy Law and Ethics, second year Diploma in Pharmacy. Principles of Quality Use of Medicines. That book is also going to be launched. So I am requesting all the authors, those who are presenting all these 18 titles, they should come forward on the stage for launching ceremony. Now it's in Pharmacotherapeutics for Diploma in Pharmacy. That book is going to be launched. Ramandeep Singh sir, Kshitij Agarwal sir, Satinder Katkar sir, and Shilpi Arora are requesting all the authors to come forward on the stage. सर एक्चुअली एक साथ ही बोला तो अच्छा रहेगा मेरा एचपी वाला बुक है हाँ अभी खुलने के बाद सर Pharmacotherapeutics for second year diploma in pharmacy. Community pharmacy and management, Sachin Kotwal sir and Hanuman Patil sir. Community pharmacy and management, second year diploma in pharmacy by Sachin Kotwal sir and Professor H.S. Patil. Rudransh Publications. Now the next book is Hospital and Clinical Pharmacy by G.N. Sharma sir and Rohit Malik sir. So I am requesting Sharma sir and Rohit Malik sir to come forward on the stage. Hospital and Clinical Pharmacy for second year diploma in pharmacy. Another textbook is again Hospital Pharmacy by St. Miss Selvan sir, Nutu Abdullah Khan and Rishabh Banot. Again Hospital Pharmacy. Next book is Human Anatomy and Physiology by Dr. Manas Kumar Das, Jairam Ranjangan, Soumya Das and Sandeep Sharma. Human Anatomy and Physiology. Next book is Clinical Research, Kadga Raj Aran and Saurabh Kose sir. Please come on the stage. Kadga Raj Aran and Saurabh Kose sir. A textbook of clinical research is going to be launched. A textbook of clinical research. Saurabh Kose sir. A big congratulations to all the authors of all these titles. Sunil Kumar Jaiswal sir, Dr. Santani sir, Anurag Mishra sir and Yogesh Murthy sir. Please come on the stage. The next book is going to be launched, Biochemistry and Clinical Pathology. Biochemistry and Clinical Pathology. Ashish Baldi sir, Rohit Bhatia sir and Ram Kumar sir, you are requested to come on the stage. The next book is Drug Abuse by Ashish Baldi, Rohit Bhatia and Ram Kumar. Congratulations to all the authors. Dr. Alok Mukherjee sir, Ashish Kumar Singh sir, Anju Goyal ma'am, Padmini Shukla ma'am, please come on the stage. The next book is going to be launched for diploma in pharmacy, that is Pharmacognosy, first year diploma course in pharmacy. Saurabh Kose sir, Mohammad Hanif sir and Madhav Dwivedi sir, you are requested to come on the stage. Mohammad Hanif and Madhav Dwivedi sir, please come on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please have a big round of applause. Clinical Pharmacy for Pharm D. The next book is going to be launched, Clinical Pharmacy for Pharm D. Dr. Ajay Bilandi sir and Minandarjit Kaur, you are requested to come on the stage. Next book is Pharmaceutical Chemistry for Diploma in Pharmacy. G. Yamini Durga ma'am, Anjali Yadav ma'am, please come on the stage. Dr. Santani sir, you are also requested to be there for your book is going to be launched. The next book that we are going to launch, the authors are Dr. Santani sir, Yamini Durga ma'am and Anjali Yadav ma'am. The Pharmacology for Diploma in Pharmacy. The next book is Pharmacology for Diploma in Pharmacy on it's Dr. Santani sir's book of pharmacology. Next, authors Ramandeep Singh sir, Kshitij Agarwal sir, Shilpi Arora ma'am and Satandir Kakar sir. Very important book, Career Planning and Development, R.K. Khar sir and Inder Kishan Kilam. Career Planning and Development, and its book is written by R.K. Khar sir. Career Planning and Development. Satinder Kakar, Ramandeep Singh and Amisha Maheshwari ma'am. So you are requested to come on the stage. Next book is Community Pharmacy and Management for Second Year Diploma in Pharmacy, written by Satinder Kakar, Ramandeep Singh and Amisha Maheshwari. I am requesting to have on stage Saurav Kose sir, Ratima Sood ma'am and Kanchan Bala ma'am. Please. The next book we are going to launch is Clinical Toxicology for PharmD by Saurav Kose, Ratima Sood and Kanchan Bala. Clinical Toxicology for PharmD students. So congratulations all the authors of 18 title books of Rudransh Publications, New Delhi. So it's a new beginning of Rudransh Publication. The man behind Rudransh Publication is Professor Mr. Amit Jha sir. So have a big round applause for him. Mr. Amit Jha.
चलता है सर आ गया
Thank you. Again, congratulations to all the authors. Thank you all the dignitaries for launching these very important titles for Diploma in Pharmacy, Degree in Pharmacy and PharmD. Now I request Santosh Verma sir, Amit Jha sir and Saurav Kose sir to have a floral welcome of our esteemed guests of honors So I request Dr. Mohammad Shahabuddin sir, Principal, Alamin College of Pharmacy, Bangalore. So I request Dr. Santosh Verma sir to felicitate Dr. Mohammad Shahabuddin sir. Dr. Mohammad Shahabuddin sir, you are requested to have a plural welcome. Shahabuddin sir, please. So welcome sir. I am requesting Professor Ashmita Gajbhiye to have a, so please Professor Ashmita Gajbhiye. So welcome ma'am. Professor Ashmita Gajbhiye. I request देता हूँ सहायनी हाँ थोड़ा सा मैं वॉल्यूम बढ़ा दूंगा वहाँ से आपको लगेगा बस नहीं ये बहुत आगे I request Saini ma'am, Dr. Saini ma'am please. I request PHARMA LOK team to felicitate Saini ma'am. I request Dr. Abhijit Oja. Dr. Abhijit Oja sir please. Thank you all the dignitaries and the guest of honors. Now I request Dr. Saurabh Kose sir to have a vote of thanks for this inaugural ceremony. Dr. Saurabh Kose sir.
So good afternoon all. I would like to welcome you all in this National Pharma Summit 2025. And the theme of this conference is Transforming Pharmacy Institution, Education, Research and Public Health. It gives me immense pleasure to propose vote of thanks of inaugural ceremony. I would like to thank all the dignitary and stalwarts of the pharmacy profession who has taken time from really their busy schedule. It's not possible without the efforts of teamwork. So in the front row, we are having experience of dashaks. So we are having luck enough to witness this summit under one roof. Almost participants from 200 institutions, participants from 22 states of India, participants from 12 industries, participants from 5 CROs and various industries and institutions is witnessing this National Pharma Summit 2025. I would like to thank all the mentors, all the guests of eminence, chief guest of honors, delegates, awardees, team members, poster presenters, media persons, venue arrangement peoples for making this inaugural ceremony a grand success. In the last, I would like to thank our chief guest who is shortly about to join if possible, and guest of honor, guest of eminence, and all the pharmacy stalwart. I would not take everyone's names from this mic, but I would like to thank you, all of you, and my heartiest congratulations goes to the Lifetime Achievement Award, Professor Bhoop Saab, and all the guests who has come over here to present in this National Pharma Summit. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving to the next important part of today's National Pharma Summit 2025 is the technical sessions now. The first technical session we are going to begin the speaker of the first technical session, a very eminent personality, Professor Saranjit Singh sir, and that session is going to be chairperson Dr. Santani sir. So I am requesting Santani sir to have a chair, sir, please. Professor Saranjit Singh sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we are having a technical session by Professor Saranjit Singh sir. Professor Saranjit Singh is a distinguished academic and pharmaceutical scientist, best known for his tenure as a dean at Naipur SAS Nagar Mohali, and for serving as the head of the Department of Pharmaceutical Analysis at the same institution. With over 40 years of teaching and research experience, he has mentored more than 147 masters, 15 PhD students, and contributed significantly to the field of drug stability, testing, degradation chemistry, and impurity profiling. The Professor Saranjit Singh sir is born at 8th October and is an alumni of Punjab University, Chandigarh, where he earned his PhD and secured the University Gold Medal for his M.Pharm degree. He has served as a dean in Naipur SAS Nagar since July 1998 to July 2011 and led numerous training and research initiatives sponsored by government agencies. His scientific output includes approximately 250 research publications, reviews, book chapters, patents and edited books, and he is a widely cited expert in pharmaceutical analysis. He has guided pioneering research in stability indicating assay methods, influencing international pharmacopoeial standards, regulatory frameworks, especially concerning anti-TB fixed dose drug combinations. Professor Singh served on advisory panels for the World Health Organization and participated in pharmacopoeial and regulatory committees globally. Honored with several awards such as the Professor M.L. Khurana Memorial Lecture Award by IPA, Outstanding Analyst and Eminent Analyst by IDMA. He is playing an additional role that he is an editorial board member and reviewer for leading international journals in pharmaceutical sciences. Prolific speaker with more than 500 invited lectures internationally and coordinator of extensive capacity building and industry outreach programs at Naipur. So I welcome Dr. Saranjit Singh sir and requesting him to have your views, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, have a big round of applause for Dr. Saranjit Singh sir.
Very good afternoon, friends. Very good afternoon. So I am extremely happy to have been invited by the team PHARMA LOK to make a small presentation before you on the theme that you can see over here on the poster. Before I go forward, I am thankful for the nice introduction and thanks to Dr. Santani for chairing this session. Very happy to meet you all, galaxy of academicians and industry experts to be here. I dedicate today's presentation to my good friend, Dr. K. Sharma, in memory of Dr. K. Sharma, who was a distinguished scientist and pharma professional, and he left this mortal world on 25th September 2025. Very sorry that we lost him recently. Now, the theme of this summit, it has been very interesting. Transforming pharmacy institutions, advancing education, fostering research, and serving public health. And a lot has been spoken by Dr. Nasa and Dr. Khar about this. I just am in a habit, whenever I have to speak or I had to take a class, first thing was to look into the definition of and the terms that have been used. Even my first class in Naipur, whenever the new batch of students used to come, I would explain them what is national, what is institute, how it is different from a college, university, like that. Pharmaceutical word. I bet over here, anyone in the hall can tell me exact definition of the word pharmaceutical. I have searched the whole Google, Gemini AI, ChatGPT, no definite answer is there on the word pharmaceutical. Exact meaning of the word pharmaceutical, whether it's API, excipient, formulation, what it is, what is pharmaceutical real sense, whether it's medicine, medication, what it is. So question comes over here is that we as academicians really have to be very precise when we stand before the students. If I have 2 eyes and there is a class of 100 sitting before me, 200 eyes are watching me as a teacher. And if I'm not precise and exact, the student make your mimicry and play whatever you do in the class, the action you show, and then they will really, at annual function, they will try to mimic you. And you can become a laughing stock. So I am very much interested to look into the word meaning of what is there in the theme, but I have picked up only one word before you today, understanding the word transforming. What does transforming means? Very interesting definition, to change something completely, especially in a way that improves it. So do we need, when we have a word transforming pharmacy institution, it's not education. We want to completely change the pharmacy institutions. This is what is a subject matter of the theme. So question is, why do we really wish to do that? Completely change the pharmacy institution. Now first is what is institution? What is a pharma institution? I'll come little later to that. Now, when I was trying to prepare this presentation, it went back to when we were the students, when we joined pharma profession. Now, I am happy to inform you that myself and Professor Bhup are class fellows from 1974, 1977 B.Pharm batch, and then 77 to 79 master's batch. Now, I joined in 1974 along with Professor Bhup in B.Pharm. At that moment, what was the status and what is the status today of pharma institutions? Now, UIPS was among the top. There were only 10 institutions in the country. Dr. Santani can vouch for it. There were 10 institutions in the country. And UIPS was one of them. You can see the list. BHU, then we have UIPS, LM College of Pharmacy, then Birla Institute, College of Pharmacy, Pharmaceutical Sciences, Visakhapatnam, Sagar, Dr. H.S. Gaur University, Department of Pharm Sciences, Nagpur then, Department of Pharm Sciences, Nagpur University, ICT Mumbai, and then Jadavpur, Kolkata. These were the 10 main pharmacy institutes when we entered pharmacy profession. What is the total number? I did the Google search. Today, the total number of pharmacy institutions in the last 50 years have grown to around 5,000, from 10 to 5,000. Now the question comes over here is, if somebody, I don't know, Pharmacy Council of India has exact data, but what I could search out from Google was, it is repeatedly showing the number of 4,900, including all the diploma colleges, and wherever small pharmacy education is there. Now, if I have to list these institutions on the quality scale, I can still put Naipur Mohali on the top. Why? We had highly qualified faculty. When I joined Naipur as a first employee in 1994 in Mohali, all except me were postdocs from the abroad. All the faculty members were postdocs with rich experience from abroad. Then whole model of Naipur Mohali was based on interdisciplinary. Sometimes you will say, how Saranjit, your Naipur Mohali is in the top one when the NIRF ranking is much lower. I say proudly that we are going low in NIRF ranking. Yes, we are proud on that. You will say, why? Because among the 15 departments we have, except 3 are pharma-oriented, rest are non-pharma-oriented. We have 4 faculty members out of 56 who are pharmacy trained, rest are all non-pharmacy trained. And Dr. Khar also mentioned about interdisciplinarity. If you look into the number of pharmacy professionals in an industry, research-based industry, it will be a very small number. There are 100 other job roles where non-pharmacy professionals are placed in the industry. Now the question comes over here is, accordingly, when we have less number of pharmacy faculty, our publications are not in pharmacy journals. They are in top-ranked science journals. So the more we go down, the more we have better impact. So all the students of the country still want to join Naipur Mohali. So that is the number one position that it has. Best of facilities. Now other Naipurs also are having good facilities, much better facilities, even new facilities. Then we have another set of 50 leading institutions. From 10 it has grown to 5 times. Old and established leading institutions, including new Naipurs, major contributors to growth of profession, scope of further upgradation of facilities. Then we say other institutions of respectable quality, which is around 300. Overall upgradation convert them to leading institutions. Remaining 46, 49 are, I will say, where the struggle is of PCI, like repeatedly mentioned that biometric systems are needed and other systems are needed. Now, institution where transformation, complete overhaul is perhaps the target in the theme of the present summit. Many of these institutions, you know, are providing degrees to non-attending students. And there are a lot of other ills in that system, which is further reflected in the news that emerges all the time. Now, what has happened is, over the 50-year period, 5 decades, in mid-1970s, only 2 institutions in this were private sector, BITS Pilani and LM College of Pharmacy, Ahmedabad. Now, and there were 10% of the students admitted in our days. The private sector only had an admission of 10% students in our times, because after 2 out of 10 institutions are in private. Now 91% of all the pharmacy students admitted go to the private sector. I don't want to demean government, public institutions, private public institutions, then the private institutions. But what I have seen visiting multiple institutions all across the country, the emphasis more on the buildings, excellent buildings. But if you go inside, there are minimal facilities. Faculty members, if you talk to them, they are not qualified in any manner. I have seen faculty members who pay 30,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees, and today the person is working in one university. Tomorrow I go to another university for some board of studies meeting and then the person is seen over there. So this is a reality everybody has to accept. Now, quality of faculty in our 1970s at PU, we had 20 teachers, all PhDs, many legendary. Taught BPharm, MPharm and guided PhD research. Professor Kishan Singh, Professor Chopra, I think you know many of the senior people, Goldies who are sitting over here. They were all legendary teachers. Professor Beja, my research guide. Today, a fresh MPharm teaches BPharm and even MPharm, or BPharm will teach BPharm. And where we are fighting, in PCI is fighting all the time, is how to really improve. This is an advertisement for some college. I removed the name of the college. Lecturer Professor, Pharmacy Degree College, established in 2007. Job details: fresher teaching to BPharm student, candidate profile, M-Pharmacy in any specialization as per ACATI or PCI. Now this is the state of affairs we are, and this is a hard reality. So this news appear now. This is very recent. 2 days ago, pharmacy colleges found faking principal faculty appointments. Another serious, in a first NIRF to introduce negative marking for system for dishonesty, which Dr. Khar emphasized on ethics. Universities to be penalized for retracted work. When we have 2% list of 2% top scientists in the world, now they also give a list of those 2% scientists, world scientists, whose work has been retracted. And that is going to be picked out by our NIRF now, how many of the work has been retracted. Now, I was in a selection committee in one college recently, and one of the applicants for a lecturer or assistant professor position had 350 publications. We rejected. Very frankly, we rejected that person who had 350 publications. I'm sorry that I'm sitting on a platform where Mr. Jha will really be harsh on me and will not call me next time. I interviewed a person from NIPER, one of the NIPERs, a research student, PhD, who wanted to be assistant professor in a reputed university. And he said, I have written 18 books. I said, you are rejected. Do we want books? I have written one book in my life, that too on my subject, with whole of the 40 years experience of that subject. And it's a worldwide, read by people. And we are up to writing books for diploma standard. What is the standard of we people, what we are doing? Spending time for someone. Professor Bhoop and we were coming in the car from in the morning, since morning 6 o'clock, we started from Chandigarh, we were discussing this. These people are using us as cheap labor. Even the international publishers are using us as cheap labor. And when we come to royalty, the book I published, I found that our one chapter they've written in that book, 10,000 downloads at Amazon, and we can get no money and royalty. They declared no, nothing has been sold. What will you do? So this is a trauma, another trauma, which is really going to be captured in NIRF ranking. So these ills are due to result of mushrooming of institutional commercialization of education. Sorry for that. Now, question is, bulk of, I will say, when I gave the number 1, 200, 350, then 4,650, question comes over here is there is utmost reason to lift them up, to transform them. And this transformation is a complete change where that is required. And what is required? A complete change is in education and also in research, which are offering postgraduate and degrees and beyond. So my title, what I put for my talk today, after this introduction, improving quality of education and research in pharma institutions for serving public health, my takeaways from 40 years experience. First, I will talk of quality education, which Dr. Khar also mentioned this term. I picked it up because I also going to repeat. Now, let us understand what is quality education. I have slides. I have the advantage of slides to put words into a slide. Quality education, I read it. It's very important to be reading before you. It's not only about academic excellence, but also about the development of the person holistically. Today, you check from any industry person, they always want an employee's whole all-rounder. They will not take a topper person. They don't want studious person. They know they cannot deliver much. So they want an all-rounder, good personality, because sometimes they are put in a position that they have to talk to foreign counterparts. Their language, their communication, their presentation, everything has to be absolute. Quality education fosters critical thinking, creativity, and innovation. It seeks to develop the cognitive, emotional, social, and physical aspects of a learner. Also promotes values such as respect, tolerance, and empathy. It is inclusive, equitable, and relevant to the needs of the learners and society. It is education that provides learners with the knowledge, skills, and competencies they need to succeed in the 21st century, which is becoming very, very competitive. In one post, there are thousands of the applicants. So you have to really succeed with competition, that competition. Above this, quality education prepares learners to be responsible and engaged citizens who can contribute to the development of their communities and societies. As Dr. Khar pointed out, it's a question of public health. And when I read the definition of public health, it is essentially preventive health. Dr. Khar also pointed out that my worry is, if we go as a pharmacist for preventive health, then we are not doing any drug development. We don't need to do any drug development. Is it a role of pharmacists? Yes, no, that is debatable. Further, it empowers them to be agenda of change in their communities and the world. Now question comes up, we are writing over here in the theme public health. We need to prepare students who talk of global health. And global health issues are very, very different than the local issues. I'm not going to the detail. I have the slide somewhere which goes what are the global health issues. Now, what constitutes an academic institution? Let us try to understand. When we talk of pharmacy institution, what is a composition of that pharmacy institution? Foremost, there will be leadership who are promoters, then building infrastructure, human resource, director, principal, section heads, faculty and staff. Sorry, there is one extra bracket. Then financial resource, which sufficiently finance should be available to run the institution, pay salaries. Then training facilities, classrooms and etc., systems and procedures, governing regulations and the curriculum, which may be mandated, which may not be mandated. And for whom is this academic institution? For a learner who is a stakeholder. Now the question is, have we ever discussed with students how good education you are getting from my institution? How much you are satisfied from the institution I am running? Now question comes up here is, this is one thing which I want to realize to you all. What is the role of an institution towards a stakeholder, who is a learner? Many students may be there in the hall. I am speaking on your behalf. I ask you very simple question. When the student gets admission, he may be coming from different background, very different backgrounds. Do you take a different fees from him? Differential fees from him? How dare you, I'm asking you teachers, how dare you rank them in the end of exam that your score is from 30 to 100%, some student has scored 30%, 40%, 50%, 60%. It's not the role of institution to bring everyone to 100%. Tell me, is this, we are teachers, this is our responsibility, not our responsibility to bring everybody to 100%. When we sign the answer, when we check the answer books and display the results, we are the most happy persons. As teachers, my job is done. It was very hard work to check the answer books. Academic institution word we have not understood, the power of academic institution. Sorry. The role is to bring every student to 100% level. I will give you two examples. What quality education bring into an individual, the learner, the stakeholder? First example, what we practice at NIPER Mohali, why it is ranked 1 in the country. Same department students, postgraduate institute, 10 departments comes under teacher. I was alone mentor to them. All those 10 students today are leading a group in US and contributing in the area of personalized medicine. Not only that they are contributing, they are getting recognition and awards from the same small department, one department at NIPER. See over here. Sheena Sharma, who is a product of DIPSR, B.Pharm from there, and M.Pharm, she came to my department. Highlighted training order December 2022. Then, later, her husband, Mayur Latumlor, coming from LM College of Pharmacy as a B.Pharm student, coming to NIPER. 2024 JPET Editorial Fellowship Program, now working in Merck as a senior scientist. Recently in April 2025, Ankit Balra, my PhD student, again drug and metabolic disposition highlighted training order. Dilip Kumar Singh, one previous student to Ankit Balhara as a PhD student, receives 2024 Crimson Spirit recognition in US. Arzu Thakur again, class fellow Sheena Sharma, B.Pharm student of DIPSR, came for masters under me. She was honored with prestigious 2025 David J. Goldstein Presidential Trainee Award. Last is 2025 Roger Jellyfish Individual Therapy Award to Dr. Bhagwat Prasad, my old PhD student who is now professor and division head, clinical pharmacology. I was in pharma analysis, they were trained in pharma analysis. Due to skill in one equipment, that is mass system, they have reached as a professor and division head in the Cincinnati Children's Hospital, which is the world's largest hospital. Question comes over here is, one department contributes to the science in such significant way. All the students due to skill, hands-on skill on the advanced instruments, which I had 10 crore worth of equipment in my lab, have reached this place. I'm not naming everybody over here due to shortage of time. The real evidence case is that this example is a real evidence that it is very much possible to provide same training and skill to all learners so that become equally successful in life. I have experimented this because every student would have to work on a 3 crore machine handled independently. I don't care, all these machines were computer controlled. So they are better than we people gold is in using those machines. Example 2 is very interesting. Case of a 37 years old boy who got a chance to undergo quality education, initially at NMIMS, Mumbai for his MBA PharmTech, pharmacy student, worked in Glenmark 4 years, went then to INSEAD, France for another MBA, and is showing grit to be an agent of change, which is what education can do. He is on the track to solve a typical problem of health sector in India, public health, with a future goal to be best in the world. What is the typical problem in our country? A typical problem of dismal medical transport system. You can see how children are carrying their parents on a cart to the hospital, towing the cart themselves. This is where India stands as of now. What we can say, we are economic power, but ground reality is the same. Now, this boy, after coming from INSEAD, launched this company known as Red Health. 8-minute ambulance service. In Delhi also, runs the ambulance of 6 Fortis hospitals. You might have seen this red-colored ambulance. He's a pharmacy guy. He was offered a job of 1.25 CR when he was placed, when he was at INSEAD. Left that job, came to Hyderabad. Now recently they launched an ambulance which is 5G ambulance. You can see a doctor in emergency room seeing a patient in the ambulance and advising the paramedics how to handle the patient, what medicines to be given. Second challenge as a pharmacist he is solving is when ambulance, a patient is to be transferred 2,000 kilometers from Guwahati to Hyderabad, what happens to the medicines inside? All that heat, weather changes during the route. This is a traumatic situation that the drugs will faster expire and get bad when they are in an ambulance. Being an entrepreneur, within 2 years, he was ranked Forbes 30 under 30 Asia 2018 list. The company was launched in 2016. And he is Prabdeep Singh, founder and CEO of Red Health, the Sikh boy. Then company, the Forbes India 100 to watch Asia-wise the startups. Today, he is in the flight to Amsterdam, no, Copenhagen, because he has to meet a Danish investor to get 250 CR investment for his company, to expand the network of ambulances much better way countrywide. So question comes over here is, when I used to talk to him, when he was at INSEAD for 9-month MBA course, where he spent 1 CR for that education, I used to ask him routinely, how about your examinations? Papa, who cares? Sorry. He used to tell me, who cares for exam, Papa, over here? We are taught by world authorities. Think over the education in India, where we are fighting for transforming, and where the international institution, then I felt very small about Naiper even. We are primitive in education. What he was being taught by world authorities, whose books are taught worldwide, in Harvard, Wharton, everywhere. I was a teacher, I could not arrange. He said, Papa, don't care, professional, I am very professional, I will take care of 1 CR spending that is going to happen over there in 9-month course. We are ready to spend that much of money. And what we get in return is 1.25 CR placement. As a pharmacist boy, that is what we have to motivate our students. You can do. This whole is youngster-run era now. Do we motivate the students like that in our institutions? I think we need to do something completely. Transform word I really like. That's why my focus whole is on transformation. India's education has been focused more on loading the student with theoretical knowledge and little on skill development. That's why our Prime Minister day before yesterday also talked about skill development. And students want to run away from the class. The PCI syllabus is so loaded. I am happy that in the revised syllabus they have attention more now to skill development. Now coming to the major part of my takeaways for implementing quality education. Do I have time for 10-15 minutes? More? Okay, I will shorten it up. First is, very quickly I will read what I have written over here. Revisit curriculum to make it dynamic, one that is perpetually in sync with ever-changing requirement of employers. I know forensic pharmacy, Dr. B.M. Mithal book. He is no more with us for several decades now. But question comes over is that NASA knows how many amendments have happened to D and C Act. Are we teaching them the current changes that are happened? Current regulations that have come. So our syllabus has to be constantly, we have to probe our teachers. Please look into the regulations and CDSEO website, what is happening today, and tell the students what is the current status of regulations. Emphasize on quality design in education, build quality to maximum, test quality to minimum. Now, I was very happy when I was a member of Board of Studies, not for pharma because it's PCI regulated, but in other courses, food technology, microbiology, every 6 months there is a revision of syllabus. because they have flexibility to do that. And newer things are added into it. Our regulatory system, PCI, is trying hard, but every year they cannot change. But in the classroom, we can go beyond textbooks to tell them about the latest development that are happening. Prefer conceptual teaching or bookish knowledge. I have full lecture on this subject. Bookish knowledge says, in drug law, Professor Mittal's book says, the label should contain X, Y, Z, these. But conceptual training is, this is bookish knowledge. Conceptual training is, this element of labeling is meant for a doctor, this is for a pharmacist, this is for a nurse. Dispensing instruction is for the nurse. When IV fluid has to be given, IV injection containing the drug has to be given, it is for the nurse. It is not for the pharmacist. Yes, drug name, strength, all other things. And for consumer, what is important for the consumer? Expiry date and price, essentially, and the drug strength and drug brand name. Bus, nothing else. Stress on skill development and hands-on training, which I have really, my students, when I gave them hands-on training uniformly to all students, they were really, my student, Dr. Bhagwat, was invited to join as postdoc in University of Washington in Seattle only because he had skill to run a mass spectrometry machine. That was the great benefit. And now, Dr. Jash Unatkat, who is the authority in clinical pharmacokinetics, one after another student, Arzu is now postdoc over there. 5 students, my students, have gone to his lab because they were so well skilled, and he wanted to continue. One postdoc went over to other university or the industry, he wanted another one. Implement interdisciplinarity at postgraduate level, make pharma education more regulatory oriented, encourage brainstorming sessions on current challenges faced by pharma industry and other wings of pharma profession, including community clinical pharmacy, and how academia can provide assistance, have active industry academia interactions and development of academia incubators, faculty development in classroom teaching skills. Now I tell you, Dr. Nasa or Dr. Khar mentioned about faculty development program which PCI encourages. I can bet 100%, maybe one of you all sitting over here can give me right definition of the word faculty. Whom we are developing through faculty development program? Is it the teacher development? You will say, yes, faculty members, we are training faculty members. And no, faculty is what is in the skull. You are developing the knowledge, you are developing the brains, not teachers, anybody. Maybe the driver can come and sit and get that knowledge. Why only faculty members? The students also come under the faculty development program, they sit in the faculty development program. Why we are restricting? Faculty actual meaning, if you find out Google really, it says the mind development. That's why I focus on definitions, exact definitions. Development of collaborative with global schools, collaborations with global schools, and alignment of course to national education policy, of course, that is required. Finally, what is the outcome is expected from quality education are the happy and contributing young generation and happy nation. Just a very brief about quality research. What is quality research? Provides a basis of making informed decisions both in academia and other fields, helps generate new knowledge, theories and concepts that can help to advance understanding and provide insight into complex issues. We have a lot of complex drugs coming these days, complex formulations coming these days, where we need good research. In life and health sciences, quality research is essential for developing new treatments, technology and interventions that can improve human health and well-being. So that 2 days before, I was in Fortis Hospital in Mohali due to the fracture in my sister-in-law's leg. What medical interventions have come? I was surprised to see myself. In pharmacy, we are in a more cocoon in talking only of the drugs. But go beyond that, what kind of good medical devices and interventions have come? Surprising. It means that the research is robust and impactful, ethical, stands up to scrutiny by adherence to principle of professionalism, transparency, accountability, and auditability. Results are validated and reliable. There is one website known as PubPeer. If you put your name and scientist name, it will give you all the problems that people outside in the world are finding fault with your published papers. I look into, my name also appears in that list, and my publication also, there is a problem with my publications. Fortunately, there was none. But I could see some of the faculty members of NIPER whose papers, there are a lot of figures duplicacy from one previous to another one. So this is where problem lies and can be detected, and worldwide people are very aware, and this is leading to retractions. So my takeaways for developing robust research culture: focus on innovation and translational research. 5 years ago, I was not aware of the meaning of the word translational. Very frankly, we were never taught what is translation research. It has come suddenly into the air, everybody is talking about translation. Even Dr. Both our friends today talked about AI. And I am told, Professor Boop lecture I heard in one of the syllabus review meetings, where he talked about that AI has been introduced in a very heavy way in PCI syllabus. Do you know what where AI stands as of today? Human mind, human brains work with 12-watt energy and produces the wonders, and you can see the creation of the human mind. Same thing if AI has to do, it will take 12 million watts. Same function as our brain is doing today. Don't give that much weightage to AI. Please, give it. I don't say zero, no. Let it develop. It will do wonders, no doubt. But it is far away from human mind, coming closer to the human mind. Let us not encourage AI in everything and put this in the mind of the students. Everything is AI. Oh, Baba, use your brains. You can do wonders much better than AI, because the energy spent requirement for AI to come closer to our human brain is going to be humongous. Is humongous as of today also. Look out for trending and cutting-edge research areas under focus worldwide. Adopt these feasible within available resources. Create specific facility for and talent not easily available with anyone else. In research, we had one LCNMR machine, 3 crore worth of machine, 10th in the world. And my neighbors spread all over the Indian industry by the vendors. If you want LCNMR to characterize impurities, go to Saranji's lab. So this is a tip for you. Induct postdoc research students in Group India. There is no system of postdoc. Whole world is growing in research due to the postdoc system. Promote students to undertake sponsored research. My students were always, I never had to look for placement, always invited by name that we need this student. Because they were also doing a lot of industry projects, and they were known in industry that they can handle industry projects. Focus on developing national and international collaborations, or if confident, create own exclusive research area leading to global recognition. I practice the latter part. I said, in stability testing, I should be the world leader from India. Why not? Why I should be a follower? And I was invited by WHO when they were finalizing the WHO drug stability testing guideline. I never collaborated in my life with any international institution. I developed my own self, my own lab, laid down the principle of stability testing for the world. You have to have a different mindset for showing to the world what you are able to do. Attendance as student, national and international meetings and conferences really helps. Continuously apply for financial support for research and not bound by rejections. Take help of senior and experienced, even superannuated faculty in drafting proposal and to identify rightful funding sources. Professor Boop was taken by Chitkara University, and what was his assignment? Help draft good proposal, project proposal, so that for funding. You are senior one person we have hired for this purpose to you. Gives your advice and inputs. Yes or no? Yes, he will agree. Never ignore oddity observations in research. A small side observation will lead to a full-blown research program. This has happened to me multiple times. When you are keenly sitting with the student and watching his results, send manuscript for publication first in leading international journal. My first publication, Professor Boyeja, my research scientist. Do you know who was my PhD guide? Professor Kenneth Connors. He's from University of Wisconsin. He said, and in 1986, he said, we are going to send your thesis to world authority. They should know what our lab is doing at Punjab University. And he said to me, send it to Journal of Pharmaceutical Sciences, whatever you are trying to publish, so that their comments will be so helpful. The international referees. And it really helped us to come to that international standard. Faculty should spend good time with research students. May encourage students to choose their own projects. This I have. One time I was in BCP, Bombay College of Pharmacy, giving a lecture, and they wanted me, I was a chief guest there in the conference. They asked me to give the title as a chief guest. I said, no, I cannot give you the title, because the title of my lectures comes at the last, in the last slide. When I discuss everything, and I said, now is the time for the title. And it was all about student and the development of biopharmaceutical lab and NIPON under me. And do you know what the title I put over there at the end? Respect thy destiny. Let you, the students who want to do a specific project, he is destined. Now these all students, I am not, these are all that had gone from PBPK, modeling research, which I was not efficient in. But they said, we want to do this research of metabolomics and this research. I said, go ahead. Why should stop you? And now they are in the world, leading world, in their own way becoming world authorities. Give responsibility to senior research scholars to plan and help in the execution of research projects by master students. I used to sit in the department till 8 o'clock. 6 o'clock or 5:30 or so, all students to go to the mess, because mess refreshment would be there at 5:30. Dinner was 8 o'clock. All of them, 6 o'clock, they will come back to the lab and into the classroom. I am done with my teaching requirements in the morning. Evening, afternoon, they were having the practicals. After 6 o'clock, it was a senior student who used to take over the training part, teaching them every aspect, practical skill development in HPLC equipment. HPLC, high performance liquid chromatography, starting from why it became high pressure liquid chromatography to high performance liquid chromatography. I think none in this hall knows the history behind it. Wow, it became high pressure liquid chromatography to high performance liquid chromatography. There is a technological advancement which has led to this transformation in the expansion of HPLC. We started that way. The students will train the juniors and every aspect of working on the machine. So thank you. This is this much for today in the small time given to me. And thanks and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable guidance and the information regarding quality institutions, quality education, and quality research. Thank you very much. I request O.P. Tiwari, sir, and Raj Vaidya, sir, to come on the stage, please. Dr. O.P. Tiwari, sir, and Raj Vaidya, sir, please come on the stage. I request O.P. Tiwari, sir, to felicitate Professor Saranjit, sir. I request O.P. Tiwari, sir, to felicitate Professor Saranjit, sir. I request Dr. Raj Vaidya, sir, to felicitate our respected chairperson, Dr. D.D. Santani, sir. I request Dr. Raj Vaidya, sir, to felicitate the session chairperson, D.D. Santani, sir. Have a big round of applause, ma'am. Have a big round of applause, please. Thank you, O.P. Tiwari, sir, Raj Vaidya, sir, and all the dignitaries, Santani, sir, Saranjit Singh. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Chairperson was only sitting in the chair. Of course, listening to him. And what I have felt now, yes, my eyes were open when he was giving lecture, but his lecture was also eye-opener.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Saranjit Singh.
Yes, sir, yes. It's really an eye-opening session and very valuable guidance, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving to our another technical session. The next technical session, I invite Professor Bhupinder Singh Bhup, sir, and the chairperson of the session is Professor Satish Sharma, sir. So I request Satish Sharma, sir, to have a chair, sir, please. I request Honorable Speaker to, sir, please stick to your time, the allotted time, because already we are too late. So, ladies and gentlemen, here Dr. Bhupinder Singh Bhup, sir. Sir has 4 decades of spans in phenomenal contributions in pharmaceutical sciences, especially in the areas of quality by design, nanomedicine, and innovative drug delivery systems.
कॉलर माइक लगा दूं सर क्या
His pioneering research has earned him a global acclaim over 430 scientific publications, groundbreaking patents and keynote invitations at major conferences worldwide. Professor Boop is celebrated for his role as a mentor, having guided countless students, postgraduate scholars, and research professionals to new heights of academic and professional excellence. The impact and legacy of Professor Bhupinder Singh Boop go beyond the laboratory and classroom. His dedication has elevated the standards of pharmacy in India and inspired innovation worldwide. His honors span the Name in Science Award by Oxford, the Chitkara Excellence Award in Academics, Research and Innovation, and many other national and international recognitions. And we are also lucky that today also he has received a PHARMA Lok Lifetime Achievement Award. So it's a great pleasure, sir, to invite you to have a technical session. So please, sir, continue. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for very kind introduction. I do not know, whether I'll be able to come up to the expectations of the audience after the exciting talk by my predecessor, Professor Saranjit Singh. So he has left, hardly any aspect to touch upon and has hardly left with some time as well. So, I'll have to cut it short. My dear friends, the organizers have asked me to deliberate upon the research part of the theme, that is fostering research. So I couldn't think of a better topic other than, ethics. Again, the legendary classmate of mine, Professor Saranjit Singh, and we were discussing on my way, on our way to Delhi, that as far as research is concerned, the most astounding concern for everybody of us is meeting the ethical standards. Today he talked about pub peer. I'll also talk about it, but in a different way. I'll start from the primordial aspects, and the time does not permit me to go into the elaboration. I'll move on with my slides a little faster, so kindly move with me, So this is how I have structured my talk, a little bit about research and unethical violations and instances from my experience and ethics in nutshell. So, everybody knows, but that's how I take research to reveal something novel, something innovative, which is not known to the world around, or to extend the human knowledge, to add to it what is already existing, or to decipher in a different form and present it in a different form or for a different futuristic application. And to err is human, to persist in error is devilish, to forgive error is divine. It's a famous quote. And in research, we keep committing errors, and the errors could be of varied kinds. Number one, honest errors, which are indeliberate, unintentional, can be pardoned, but can be avoided. Negligent errors, which are avoidable, but can be partly pardoned too. Deliberate errors, which are never pardonable, and which must always be avoidable. After crossing these errors, if your result results in a kind of research publication, the job is done. You have accomplished the goal. And if the work is not getting into the scientific mainstream, Miller tells, if it wasn't published, it wasn't done. And similarly is the quote from G. Whitesides, a physicist, who was nominated for Nobel Prize 4 times, that, if it might just as well not have been done if your research does not generate papers. And publication is not a simple task. Those who are from research, academic research, sitting in the audience, they know about it. Till the paper gets accepted, in a lighter vein, this slide is, you have to cross many, hurdles. And in this process, you come across many possible academic manipulations which you can succumb to. I'll take up those academic manipulations little elaborately later, but I'll just name. It could be plagiarism, it could be self-plagiarism, it could be fabrication, it could be falsification, it could be ghostwriting, it could be cheating, it could be bribery, it could be sabotage, or it could be scam, or it could be professional misconduct. Plagiarism, most of us are already aware, the act of presenting another's works or another's ideas as your own, treating them as your own. It ranges from the unreferenced use of others' published ideas, including research grant applications, to new authorship of published publication. It may occur at any stage of planning, research, etc. All sources need to be disclosed to avoid plagiarism. As experienced scientists, many of you, particularly my mentor, Professor Carr, sir, he's an experienced and celebrated pharma researcher. We people come across many assignments from the gubernatorial agencies like ICMR, like CSIR, like UGC, like DST, DBT, to evaluate various research proposals. And I have seen some of us coming to, appreciating some of the research proposals which are very innovative, out-of-box ideas. The grant application is not accepted, but the idea is kept in the gray mind or in the, storage box of that particular reviewer. That idea is percolated to the research team, that idea is copied, and that idea is executed. Isn't it a case of plagiarism of the ideas? I leave it to your thought and imagination. So it's verily an act of writing or presenting somebody else's idea or work without acknowledging the original authors. This is the key. If you acknowledge the original publication, it's no more plagiarism. So Control C, Control V, Control X, Control V, cut and paste are the keys that drive you to plagiarism. Originality is the key in case of research publication, and if you bypass, it is plagiarism. This small child, is complaining to the ma'am, what do you mean all the facts are wrong? I copied everything from the internet. How could it be wrong? So if you have copied, the madam could find it out that you have copied it. It's a case of plagiarism. So that's why she has given you F. And similarly, this small child is complaining to his father that my, teacher gave me an F, a field remark of, and accused me of plagiarizing of the internet. And the father says that that's outrageous. I'll get that teacher fired because I stole that report years ago from the particular magazine. Even if it is from any particular magazine or authentic source, now it has been copied, the student deserves only an F on that copy-pasted matter. we need training. We need to impart a training to the students right from their school-going ages. People have their own very interesting definitions of plagiarism. Copy-paste. These two are the fraternal identical twins. And the one who was born 3.5 minutes earlier calls herself as Control C. The second one calls herself as Control V, copy-paste. This guy tells, Papa, what I called creative recycling, the school called it plagiarism. Creative recycling, that is the definition. And this boy tells, to his parents, it's not called plagiarism anymore, Mom, it's called as pre-packaged originality. Pre-packaged originality. And this is the most interesting definition. Stealing from one person is plagiarism, but stealing from so many is research. We get tempted to this malpractice very easily, as this young lady is getting, oh no, I have to submit a 12-page assignment tomorrow. If I don't copy, I'll fail. I need you to do a presentation on the topic of plagiarism. If you do not have time to prepare anything, just steal something off the internet. The boss is telling his subordinate. How important are ethics in today's society? That is the question for the examinees, and look at the ethics of the examinees, how ethical those examinees are. Self-plagiarism, increasing your publication load just by repeating the same content for publication. This is called as self-plagiarism. Sorry. I think there is some issue with respect to audio.
Well, yes. I used the university plagiarism
Thank you
detection software and found some sections with a high match rate. The background section has a 60%.
This is a case of self-plagiarism. Okay, I just bypassed. The young teacher didn't know about the case of self-plagiarism, but her student, PhD student, who has been thoroughly trained and educated in the university about the plagiarism and self-plagiarism aspect, he is guiding his teacher that, the particular substance which she quoted in one of her previous papers, she cannot afford to reproduce the same in the next paper. This is called as self-plagiarism, So this is accounting for very high match rate. And this is the nutshell of that video which we could not hear properly. Then there is another kind of plagiarism apart from plagiarism and self-plagiarism, that's called as intelligent plagiarism or mosaic plagiarism, where we are using the synonymous language, For example, I have taken a sentence, the artist employed myriad colors to illustrate the transformation from the dream world to reality. The intelligent plagiarist used the sentence, the painter used many colors to show the change from the imaginary world to actuality. Now, instead of artist, it's painter. Instead of employed, it's used. Instead of myriad, it is many. Instead of illustrate, it is show. Instead of transformation, it's change. Instead of dream world, it's imaginary world. Instead of reality, it is actuality. Means, he has used the synonymous language, but the intent, the basic content remains the same. The basic message remains the same. The basic idea remains the same. Isn't it a case of plagiarism? Yes, it's a case of intelligent plagiarism. No software can detect it. So it's a case of mosaic plagiarism. The correct usage could be color can be a color can be a manner or way to show the transitions, and in this case, the painter uses it to show where fiction ends and reality begins. Or within quotation marks, you can use myriad colors were used by the painter to show the within quotes transformation from the dream world to reality. Either you have to use a different context, different pretext, or you have to use the borrowed words in the quotation marks here. Then only you can bypass the rigors of plagiarism. How do we avoid plagiarism? Always reference the work of others. If we acknowledge, it's no more. If we acknowledge by citing the references, it's no more a case of plagiarism. Put the words of others in quotation marks and seek the requisite permission of the original authors where the information borrowed is colossal. Maybe it's pictures, maybe it's text, and it can never be accidental. So 3 types of information which we need to cite, that is text, words, that's ideas, and that is graphics. One doesn't need to cite the sources when it is your own information, that I'm Professor so-and-so, if that information is copied by anybody else, so it's not a case of, plagiarism. Say, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the leader of our country. If somebody else uses this information, so he's not copying the knowledge provided by the original author. It's a routine information, sir. So common knowledge is not considered to be case of plagiarism. So how do we avoid plagiarism? Let's do our own work, establish our own voice, do our research carefully, keep copies of all our drafts, make sure that our document is properly constructed and sources correctly and critically cited, and the hard copies of the work in progress should be shared with your mentor, or if you are mentor yourself, let a copy be kept with the student as well. So citing, paraphrasing, and summarizing, these are the 3 keys. So again, could you please switch on the audio as you did earlier?
Book or whatever. You have 2 choices in terms of how you use that source. You can either quote from it using the author's direct words and putting them in quotation marks, or you can paraphrase from it. Let's talk about this word paraphrase. You've probably heard it explained to you as, quote, putting it in your own words. Well, that's about half right. Sometimes less, sometimes more. You see, whenever you paraphrase, you can't really put something completely in your own words. You can put it into your own phrases, your own sentences, because you will have to repeat certain key words. Let me give you an example. Let's look at this. The Great Mississippi Flood of 1927, which covered large portions of Arkansas, Illinois, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Tennessee under 30 feet of water, is considered a river flood in United States history. Citation, fatal flood. Now, if you're going to paraphrase that, you can't put it entirely into your own words. How else are you going to say Louisiana, or Mississippi, or Kentucky, or flood, or 1927? You have to use certain key words. So the issue is not putting something 100% into your own words. The issue is putting it into your own voice, your own phrases, your own sentences.
As this professor is indicating, I have already indicated in the previous slide, citing and paraphrasing. These are the keys to avoid plagiarism. And paraphrasing is not that you can avoid, usage of the original words. You have to use some original words, but it has to be, put in a different perspective. It has to be, the thought has to be different. Thought process has to be, it has to convey a different kind of meaning. Then only that paraphrase is successful. one must realize that the ethical violations, the plagiarism, etc., would be exposed maybe sooner or later. Earlier, you get an award, for your publication, for your presentations, for your achievements, for your accomplishments. And when that unethical violations get exposed, that award, gets culminated into a fraud. And such has been done very frequently with many celebrities like Fareed Zakaria, who used to be the heartthrob of the US and the Europe. He used to be the highest paid anchor at the Time magazine and CBC magazine, TV, CNTV, Time TV and CNTV. He has to, and one fine day, his career got, devastated when it was found in August 2012 that he plagiarized significant amount of information from the CNN magazine and, used it in New Yorker magazine. Used the same information in New Yorker magazine without attributing the original authors, He was accused of plagiarism, colossal plagiarism, and he had to apologize. His career got doomed. He's nowhere nowadays seen as an anchor or, as any kind of celebrated personality. Earlier, at that very time, before this, revelation, he used to be the highest paid anchor across the world. Canada PM faces plagiarism claim, because his secretary used the copy-pasted information. Bush aide had to resign again for the analogous reason. And Prime Minister Manmohan Singh was also, in doldrums during his sojourn, in his first sojourn, 2004 to 2009, when his aide, the Bharat Ratna, Dr. C.N.R. Rao, who was his principal secretary, scientific, he used some information from NIH, but he didn't attribute the source. So some of the opposition members raised a query, this information has been borrowed from some, NIH sources, but it has been shown like that, Prime Minister is using this information as original one. So Dr. Manmohan Singh had to apologize on behalf of Dr. C.N. Rao in the parliament, and the matter got settled. No punitive action needed to be taken again against Dr. C.N. Rao, but this does not help in all the cases, CSR Director General, Dr. Mashelkar, had to resign again because part of the information he used had been plagiarized from some authentic sources which he didn't attribute. He had to resign from the Directorate General of the CSIR. John Bon Jovi, those who are fond of the English music, they must be knowing about this English, singer, because he was sued for $400 billion. It takes a while. If I convert 400 billion, even if I multiply this with the old figure of 85 rupees per dollar, it will take, if we multiply 400 into 85 into billion, that's 10 raised per 9, it takes a while writing the number of zeros contained in 400 billion rupees, and converting into rupees. That much, compensation was asked by the original writer of the song. But of course, the matter got settled out of court by giving less than 1% of the amount, which was asked by the original author. German defense minister had to quit. Unlike India and many other developing countries. In most of the European countries, the people who are elected to the high positions in democracy, they are quite educated ones. So German defense minister who was decorated with PhD before he assumed this position, he had to be relieved of his PhD degree because it was found to be plagiarized. So since his PhD degree was, found to be, plagiarized, he was demeaned, defamed, and the country disowned him. The party disowned him, and the country disowned him, and he had to resign from his, position. Similarly, the German education minister also had to follow suit because of she being stripped of her PhD degree because of plagiarism. And Ivanka Trump, the daughter of the then president and the current president, Mr. Donald Trump, she used part of the speech which Henry Clinton, the PM, candidate, in the previous election, used while she was in Hyderabad in India. So she had to apologize and the matter got settled. Dr. T. Santhanam, an Indian professor, he was appointed as principal in September 2017. He was again relinquished from his services because his PhD degree, his PhD thesis was found to be plagiarized from a research article which was published as early as 1974, but he didn't cite that reference. He didn't refer to that original article, so he had to resign in 2017. This has been costing many, scientists and the celebrities across the world. One of the latest ones is the Stanford University scientist, the university which is considered to be in the top 5, and the university which is assigned with the task of declaring top 2% scientists across the world. One of the scientists, Mark Levigan, he was stripped of his professorship and the president of the Stanford University because good number of his research data were found to be plagiarized and manipulated. So I too have encountered many, such case studies, where I was involved in plagiarism in the sense that I was a part of the adjudicating team to find out whether the article is plagiarized or not. And in one of the cases, my article was plagiarized. I'll cut it short. In the first case, I was asked by Indian Journal of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Drug Research article which was published in entitled A New Generation of 7-chloro-4-aminoquinoline antimalarials, which was authored by Bhupendra Singh and Deepak Chetia. It's not me, Bhupendra Singh. So from Agra, SN Medical College, he sent this article to Indian Journal of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Drug Research. When the article got accepted, the journal asked for, rupees 2,000 as publication charges. And the corresponding author, that's Bhupendra Singh, argued that it was never asked earlier. Now, after the acceptance, post facto, you are asking for this publication fee, which is not justified. Either you waive off this publication fee or I withdraw my paper. And the fee was not waived, so he retracted his publication, he withdrew his publication, and sometime later, almost a couple of years later, the same article appeared in systematic reviews in pharmacy by different authors. The article title remains the same, A New Generation of 7-chloro-4-aminoquinoline Antimalarials. but it is now authored by Virendra Singh, Lalit Kumar Tyagi, Manmohan Singhal, C.S. Sharma, M.L. Kori from somewhere in Rajasthan. So a team was, made, including me and one of the, scientists from South India to investigate the matter, and we found out in 3 months that M.L. Kori, Manmohan Singhal, C.S. Sharma, Lalit Kumar Tyagi, except Virendra Singh, they were on the editorial board of the previous journal, that's Indian Journal of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Drug Research. So they had access to the articles. So when the article got withdrawn, and similar was their interest too, and the student who was working with one of them, that's Virendra Singh, the manuscript text was passed on to him. Now, since this article is retracted, you may publish in this journal. So, which he did. So, article had to be withdrawn finally, and these gentlemen, so-called gentlemen, they were debarred from publication in any of the Mednow journals. This is a Mednow journal. That is the penalty they could give to these authors. And this is the screenshot of the article where it was published, Systematic Reviews in Pharmacy, which was later withdrawn. Case study 2, one of our article, that is in Scientia Pharmaceutica, formulation optimization of hydrodynamically balanced oral control release bioadhesive tablets of tramadol hydrochloride, the first name is mine, was, copied per se in Asian Journal of Pharmaceutical and Clinical Research, which was produced from India. Formulation optimization of hydrodynamically balanced oral control release bioadhesive tablets of tramadol hydrochloride. One of my research scholars pointed out this flaw, but I didn't pay much heed to it, being terribly involved in the administrative, academic, and research matters, being the chairperson at that very time of University Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences. I didn't pay much heed, let's not squander our energies. But the team persisted. Sir, how can they, कैसे हमारा article copy kar sakte hain? As such, they need to be brought to book, otherwise they'll keep doing such kind of nuisance, So I wrote to the editor of that journal, that's Asian Journal of Pharmaceutical and Clinical Research. Look, one of our article has been totally plagiarized, 100%, except the authors, including the acknowledgements, everything was totally plagiarized. I told them upfront, but there was no response. I sent an email reminder, no response, I left it over there. There's no use squandering my energies, this stubborn guy. But my team was not reticent. So they kept telling, sir, हम छोड़ेंगे नहीं, हम छोड़ेंगे. मैंने कहा चलो कोई बात नहीं. So let me write to the editorial board members, find out the editorial board members and their emails, let's write to them. And some of them, wrote back immediately that we were inducted into the editorial board, without our consent being sought, and some of them withdrew, and some of them wrote back to the journal editor, to take some action, else we are going to withdraw. And some of them, of course, as is usual, kept mum. But still there was no, concrete response from the editor. And meanwhile, I was asked by Scientia Pharmaceutica to review one of the papers. Accepting that paper from Scientia Pharmaceutica, where our original publication was published, So I wrote to them that, look, one of our articles which was published in your journal around 4 or 5 years back have been, totally plagiarized by another journal, Asian Journal of Pharmaceutical and Clinical Research. Can you do something about it? And Pat came the reply of the editor of Scientia Pharmaceutica, sir, why didn't you tell us about this issue earlier, we have a definitive mechanism to, trace the plagiarism and book the culprit to book. So he wrote immediately without seeking my consent to the principal and other seniors of the college of Mr. Afsar Sheikh that, that guy and his team has totally plagiarized one article of Dr. Bhupinder Singh. And very interestingly, the principal himself was one of the co-author of the publication. So, ethical violations go to such an extent in many academic institutes. Anyway, he told that we'll publicize your names, that editor, all across the world as plagiarists, unless you, apologize to the original authors. He did so. Then we sought apologies from the co-authors to now what can be done? This is the ultimate response. In a nutshell, the article was withdrawn by the journal, and this is how it's written. The article has been withdrawn from the from publication owing to plagiarism. And the editor, who was very reluctant to respond to our queries and our complaints, wrote his editorial, AJPCR's first case of plagiarism. And he cites that this article was totally plagiarized, and we seek apologies, and we invite Dr. Bhupinder Singh to write an article against plagiarism in my journal. So, there was no fun in writing an article in a journal which was unethical by itself. So what can it lead to, my dear gentlemen? Retraction of work, parent notification, referral to administrators, suspension or dismissal, blacklisting by publishers, loss of reputation in community, but no major action in our country as per our Indian Penal Code. In Philippines and US, the penalties are far more rigorous. In Philippines, the fines can be ranging between $100 to $50,000 and up to 1 year in jail for just plagiarism. In USA, it ranges between 2.5 thousand to 2.5 lakh dollars in fines and up to 10 years in jail. But unfortunately, there is no such mechanism in our country, even if you plagiarize articles, tens in numbers. So there are, various software, fortunately, to detect plagiarism. Authenticate is used by most journals till date, and Turnitin is being used by most institutions. Urkund is supplied gratis by UGC, so on and so forth. There are some open source choices also available, Dupli Checker, Copyscape, Viper, etc. And you can check plagiarism online too, gratis. So I have just noted those who are interested, they can click on this slide. So they can use plagiarism of up to 1 to 2 pages, using this online checker, free online checker. There are books and books written against plagiarism. A little bit about fabrication and falsification. Falsification is reporting wrong data, false data, while as this guy is getting himself photographed against a dilapidated building, but projecting himself in the custody of a very robust building, covering the dilapidated building and showing the building to be very robust. And fabrication is like cooking data. you know, the data didn't exist, but it has been totally cooked. So falsification is changing data, fabrication is making up data, plagiarism is, copying data. Then there is another kind of, unethical violation, which is called as Islami slicing, that, part of your work which was already published, you are using for subsequent publications. That's called as Islami slicing. It's acceptable if it conveys a different message to different readership. Otherwise, mostly it's not acceptable per se. Bribery is the act of getting your work published or accepted by paying money or accepting money. Sabotage is working against the publication or against the research per se of any other peer or any other, contemporary scientist, as it happened with Dr. Vipul Bhrigu, again a scientist from India who was working as postdoc. Dr. Saranjit was talking about postdocs. So not all postdocs can be relied upon. I remember, Dr. Professor Swaranjit Singh, named similarly as Saranjit Singh from IMTech Chandigarh. He had to be suspended. He was Deputy Director of Institute of Microbial Technology, CSIR Institute, Chandigarh, because one of his postdocs plagiarized 3 papers from the work which was unpublished from the laboratory he did his, postdoc from. He pilfered that data and published under his name and that of the name of his current guide, that's Dr. Saranjit Singh. No action could be taken against that guy, that's the postdoc. He left IMTech, by his choice. But Dr. Swaranjit Singh, a celebrated scientist, had to remain, suspended for nearly a decade, before he finally superannuated. Similarly, Dr. Vipul Bhrigu, was caught, red-handed, while spoiling the Western blot experiment. I'll cut it short. Western blot experiment of one of his, peers, just to spoil the experiment. So I've got the video clips, but I'll bypass. Ghostwriting, somebody else is working for you, or you are working for somebody else without attributing your authorship. So much has been already told about artificial intelligence working as ghostwriters. AI working for you without AI being taken into as one of the attributing authors. As it was much publicized in LinkedIn, and my friend Dr. Saranjit also shared in one of the groups this article. You just try to see that highlighted sentence, which speaks, certainly there is, here is the possible introduction for the new topic. So it has been prepared using ChatGPT or Gemini or any other AI software tool. So the guy is not even intelligent enough to remove this, prelude sentence before copy pasting this. And, very surprisingly, the paper was accepted. And none of the reviewers or even error, which is sheerly due to the artificial intelligence. So there is no escape, there is no surrogate to natural intelligence over artificial intelligence. So I'll cut it short, reminded by the chairperson due to the paucity of time. So scientific misconduct, cat was cloned, rabbits was cloned, mule was cloned, bull was cloned, and humans were cloned all turned out into frauds. And the scientist, who, claimed human embryo, getting cloned, had to, withdraw his paper from science, and the career got doomed. I bypassed many other instances, again due to lack of time. Then whistleblowers are the persons who tend to, inform about such practices. Pub peer, this is, and Retraction Watch. These are the two agencies which are working globally to find the unofficially the malpractices, scientific malpractices occurring in research. So PubPeer, as Professor Saranjit told, you can find out any publication of yours being accused by any other scientist, though it may be proved or disproved later, but that has been accused by one part of the manuscript or some figure being copied as such. And this is a very worrisome academic scenario that 14 universities have been accused. Very recently, January 2025 news, 14 universities across the world have been accused of questionable authorship practices. Their data is too good to be true. And out of those 14 universities, 5 are from India. And I'm sorry to say, 2 are from Punjab region itself. And 6 are from Saudi Arabia, 1 each from Egypt, Turkey, and Iraq. So this is the scenario with respect to that. And NIRF is also taking into consideration the institutions who are reporting such type of retractions. There is another indications, other than H-index, RI scare index, to look into the research integrity research index. So it's cheating is an act of smart people. It's wrong. It's the temptation to do smart shorter curves, but mounting pressure, escalating competition tends to move it in this direction. There is an agency COPE that is being dealt with to stop plagiarism, and a couple of articles on good publication ethics by me and my group, just for sharing. Those who are needing, I can pass it on to Amit Jha. And UGC policy regarding levels of plagiarism, Urkund software, our work, 451 publications, some awards, some accolades, and 10-volume book series on nanobiomedicine, and our liaison with industry, particularly to disseminate them with pharma quality by design, nanomedicine, and bioweavers. And this is one article, Journal of Pharm Negative Results, and in the Chronicle Pharma Biz. And the UIPS always standing amongst the top institutes across the country, from second, third ranks onwards. We tend to follow the ethical and proficiency standards of late Professor Harkishan Singh, the only Padma Shri awardee. मंजिल तो मिली जाएगी, ज़रा भटके से गुमराह तो वो लोग हैं जो घर से निकले ही नहीं. Journey is a journey itself is success, not destination. But we tend to follow many a times the shortcuts and get denigrated in our own eyes. And then we call for the help of the invisible hand and seek the source of ethical conscientiousness. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. Albert Einstein told, let us all commit to adhere this ethical path always, and attitude determines the altitude. Hence, we hope to transform our attitude, and a journey of 1,000 miles, has to start with a single leap. Let's take that leap. You know, we have endeavored our best as a research team to maintain ethics. This is my 2021 team before I formally retired from UIPS, and still I'm continuing as honorary professor at UIPS and as emeritus professor at Chitkara University. This is for you. Thank you for bearing with me despite the paucity of time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
And if there are any queries, any points of discussion, so I'll be available during lunchtime and even afterwards. Thank you so much.
I request Professor Satish Sharma sir has few words about the session, sir.
It was indeed an excellent lecture, not only a lecture, but it was an insightful lecture, deliberation, the knowledge which you shared, the real knowledge, the practical experiences you shared with all of us, I think we may not find in books, journals, though you have cited a few examples where we can find these things, we can learn these things, but the way you expressed with the help of beautiful videos, what is plagiarism, really I have been into the profession for more than 4 decades, but up till now I do not know really whether this is plagiarism or not. So many researchers, many young enthusiastic delegates are sitting here. So your insightful deliberations, your knowledge which you shared about plagiarism is really of great help, immense help in furthering, in advancing pharmacy research or general research in any field. So it was really a great session by you, and secondly, I feel elated and honored to chair the session delivered by none other than the recipient of Lifetime Achievement Award today, PHARMA LOK Lifetime Achievement Award recipient. He is standing here and he is a living legend. And when we listen the word, the term Punjab University, it reminds me back of my memories of 70s when I was just diploma students in 1977, and we used to inspire by the great legends, Professor Harkishan Singh, Professor Juneja, pharmaceutical chemistry, and Professor S.K. Kulkarni, pharmacology. So we know how prestigious this university is, and you have served as chairperson of Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences and Research of that university. So it really deserves a huge round of applause from all of us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Really a wonderful and very informative session, inciting on, given an insight on plagiarism. Really, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, just a minute. I request Dr. Kanchan Kohli madam and Dr. Ashmita Gajbia madam, please come on the stage. Dr. Kanchan Kohli ma'am and Dr. Ashmita Gajbia ma'am. I request Dr. Kanchan Kohli ma'am to felicitate our speaker, Dr. Bhupender Singh Bhoop sir. I request Kanchan Kohli ma'am to felicitate Bhupender Bhoop Singh. I request Ashmita Gajbia ma'am to felicitate our chairperson Sharma sir also. Sir, Bhupender sir, just a minute. I request Ashmita Gajbia ma'am to felicitate Professor Satish Sharma sir, please. तालियों की आवाज आनी चाहिए. Thank you, Kanchan Kohli ma'am, Ashmita Gajbhai ma'am, thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Satish sir, thank you. Now we are moving to our last session before lunch. I am inviting the eminent speaker of this session, Dr. Anil Sharma sir, and chairperson of the session, Professor Mahesh Prasad sir. Dr. Anil Sharma sir and Professor Mahesh Prasad sir. Anil sir, I am very sorry to say that we are restricting this session up to 15 minutes only due to restrictions of the time. So it's our kind request, sir. So I hope that you will accept it. Dr. Anil Kumar Sharma sir is the Vice President of Amil Pharmaceuticals Limited, New Delhi, where he has been heading all technical activities related to product development, standardization, packaging, market research and regulatory compliance since 2015. He holds a PhD in pharmacy with specialization in pharmacognosy and MPharm and Masters in Global Business Management. Dr. Sharma has over 27 years of experience of diverse experience in pharmaceutical manufacturing, marketing, regulation, with exposure to both allopathic and Ayurvedic systems in domestic and international markets. Previously, he served as the director of City Institute of Pharmaceutical Sciences, Jalandhar, and principal at Parul Institute of Pharmacy, Vadodara, contributing significantly to academic leadership and educational quality assurance. Dr. Sharma is a qualified author of ISO certifications and coordinated regulatory affairs for product registrations internationally, including Health Canada also. He has supervised multiple sponsored research projects, guided PhD and MPharm students, published over 60 research papers, contributed to the academic journals as an editor, and presented at several international conferences. Dr. Sharma is recognized for his expertise in quality management, drug regulatory norms, and the integration of academic excellence with industry needs. So we are here with our eminent personality, Dr. Anil Kumar Sharma. Please, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. With the due regards to my eminent teacher, Dr. D.D. Santani ji, Professor Khar Sahab, the eminent speakers of the day, Sharanjit ji and Professor Bhoop Sahab, Madam Kanchan Kohli ji is also here. Many of academic excellence people who all are here, and the research scholars. At the outset, I must congratulate the mentors of the PHARMA LOK and the national coordinator, Mr. Amit Jha, for organizing such a wonderful session in this summit with the theme of the transformation in pharma institutions or the education or the practices. I would very precisely talk about few practical things, what all is happening in the industrial sector. Because academically, you all are experts. But various things I would like to Thank you. I would like to include integrating sciences for the objective, probably I should say national objective, vocal for local. That is the theme of the practices as on the day in our country. And here I would focus, besides the Indian pharmaceutical market, considering the aspects of the herbal industry. Friends, as we all know, that while we describe the pharmaceutical market, not only in India, but at the global level, the market size is around 30 billion US dollar. And you would be surprised to know that around $12 billion is expected from the herbal industry. I don't say the herbal drug industry, but the herbs in different forms, maybe as the health food, maybe as the cosmeceuticals, or maybe in the form of Ayurveda drugs, maybe the traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, or some sort of the extracts or aromas. They all are the industrial part that includes in the pharmaceutical industries. India is the third largest manufacturer who is contributing in the global pharmaceutical market by the way of the volume. So we have the leading capacity for the manufacturing. The key driving force against this factor is because of the low cost and the highly talented professionals. If we look into the market size for the Indian pharmaceutical market, the first market is the USA, and the 40% of our export that goes to the USA. But major of that are the generic medicines. Similarly, in the herbal drug industry, the major of that goes through the herbal extracts or maybe some sort of the generic form, raw drugs, or maybe in the form of some standardized extracts. Rest of the exports we make to the 60% of the exports to different parts of the world, including major of that is the CIS country and the other Asian parts. Sir, as we all know that according to the IMS data, now the IQA, the pattern of the market, pharmaceutical market is changing. Earlier time, the anti-infectives and antibacterials, they used to be, or antibiotics, they used to be the dominant sector. But now, prevention of the disease is the key aspect. And for that, the vaccines market and some sort of the immunity boosters or the health food, they are the prime segment in the market. Particularly after 2020, this post-corona phase, people, they are more aware about their health, and instead of going or facing the disease, they are very alert for the probabilities of the diseases and how they can be prevented. That is the major part of that. Into that, in pharmaceutical segment, we are developing number of the vaccines at the global level, but to our surprise, many of the herbal probabilities, they have come in the market. If you look into the ashwagandha, which is one of the plant drugs, and many of its formulations that have been promoted majorly as the immunity booster. Though, according to our pharmacognostical study, this is having the two major type of the derivatives. One is with the alkaloidal factor somniferin, and other one is on the part of the steroidal structure with anolites. But practically, being a rejuvenating agent according to the Ayurveda sciences, it is mostly accepted in the market as a adaptogenic agent, and it has got the character of providing the strength or the energy to the individual. That is why it is much in the demand. Around few years back, maybe 1 or 2 years back, Ministry of Ayush, they celebrated the whole year as the year for the Tinospora cordifolia. Commonly it is called as Giloy, and in Ayurveda text it is called Amrita. Why it is called Amrita? Because it is effective in all parts of the systems, physiological system. It is employed as the immunity booster also. It is used in the diabetes medication also. It is used in joint pain also. It is used in skin diseases also, and for various other factors. And the Ayurveda text, they link this Amrita with the Amrit Kalash, which happened in the divine time. So, our focus is that such type of the drugs as the immunity booster, which are there, and they have been classified as the immunomodulators, which are restoring the immunity of the system. Though in pharmacology we express the word immunosuppressants or immunostimulant, but how the immunomodulation that works and what will be the pathophysiological alterations during giving this type of the drug, that is very, very important. And practically they all are accepted by the society. In the international market, standardized extracts, they are in major demand, maybe from the senna, maybe from the glycyrrhizia, maybe from kutki. CDRI has developed the principal picrolive from the kutki components as the liver protective. So these all have a very big demand. I will not go in detail considering that the time has been very much precise and before the lunch, so I think everybody is seeking for that. But there is a regular demand is increasing on the part of the herbal segment. Similarly, from the turmeric, curcumin or curcuminoids, they are in major demand. Now, there are few confusions are there in the market, not on the professional part, but in the societal part. One part is that for the herbal industries, many of the regulatory bodies are there, and there may not be much of the synchronization. In education, most of the universities, they have started the course like B.Pharm Ayurveda. Even in Dipsaru also this course has been started for the last 4 or 5 years. But the recognition of the B.Pharm Ayurveda curriculum has been decided, but there is no regulatory body on the professional part. Neither it is pharmacognosy nor it is the Ayurveda. As the experts for the professions are not there, so this is one of the area where the pharmacologists, pharmacognostics, they can extend their provisions and they may impart the knowledge to the B.Pharma Ayurveda students accordingly. Neither the CCIM is regulating or approving this course, nor the PCI, though the degree is B.Pharma. Similarly, there is not much categorization between the drug and health food. When we are using these drugs according to the pharmacopoeial standard, in the same consultation, they are approved as the health food also by the PHASI, or they are approved according to the drug law also from the licensing authority. The same consultation may be claimed as a medicine, and the same consultation is approved by the PHASI as a food product. So, ethically speaking, while we promote the product in the global market, the regulatory authorities over there, they express some doubt over the categorization of these herbs, either as the food or as the drug component. Now we also have the provision in our country for the phytopharmaceuticals, where the analytical standardization is to be done in the compound preparation, and maybe all or at least 4 to 5 components, they are to be quantitatively analyzed. There also certain limitations are there, but the clarity is not there on the part of how we segregate them in the ethical promotion or at the doctor's choice between a compound herbal preparation or a phytopharmaceutical, because the ultimate doctor expects only the result, and that is why they are prescribing some additional sort of the remedy from the herbal in addition to the primary prescription. So that is one of the area where we can have the clarity. Similarly, the mandate for the preclinical and clinical studies, it is not yet very prescribed or clear on the regulatory part, and even the classical medicines which are pharmacopoeial on part of the Ayurveda industry, that also is yet to be specified that at up to what dose they are safe and what is the further TD50 or the LD50 for those kind of the drug. The drugs which are mentioned in Schedule E1 of the Drug Act, the herbs what are mentioned, even the LD50 and TD50 for them is also not prescribed anywhere. So there it opens the scope of the researches by the pharmacognosist and pharmacologist, that together they can integrate into the things, and whatever the 54 herbs they have been specified, they can elucidate the safety profile for them, and that can be published, or later on it may be incorporated in the pharmacopoeial text. Not only on part of the safety, but simultaneously the authenticity of the herb itself is also in doubt, because yet we have very poor sort of the GAP, that is the good agricultural practices for the medicinal plant. Somewhere in hilly areas, Himachal, Uttarakhand, maybe in some southern part, some cultivation is going on, but how that is to be regulated, how that is to be improved for the yield, that particular part is also very important, and our pharmacognosist faculty they should enter into that particular aspect and look towards that how the mutagenic experimentations can be done for those medicinal plants in terms of improving the yield from them. So there are the number of the scope is there if we integrate between the health sciences, pharmacology, pharmacognosis, Ayurvedist, so that we look into the need of that particular segment and we can have such sort of the work, maybe the sponsored research from the industries or the any of the Ayurvedic research bodies, and that will be of much use. So under that transformation, as had been entitled theme for this summit, we can have the integration among the different branches of the sciences and can promote the work for the benefit of the society. So without a formal presentation, I have just highlighted the need of the society, and many of the biotechnological support also we can do in terms of the gene mapping in the plants, whether they are the authenticated yet according to the ancient text or like that in various sort of the taxonomical part. So with that, I just conclude my session, and I sincerely thanks all the organizers and the mentors for giving us the opportunity to present our view. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. There is kind request to sir to have few words.
Thank you, Dr. Anil Kumar Sharma ji, for briefing the audience about the current scenario of pharmaceutical market and specifically about the herbal drugs and the situation development going in the field of herbal drug. So thank you very much for your nice presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. I request Dr. Rakesh Somani sir, President APTI Maharashtra. Sir, please be on stage. And Dr. Manohar Patil sir, Principal Marathwada College of Pharmacy, Pune, one of the senior principal in Maharashtra. So I request both of them to be here. I request Somani sir to felicitate Dr. Anil Sharma sir. I request Dr. Manohar Patil sir to felicitate our chairperson, Dr. Mahesh Prasad sir. It's one of the very informative and wonderful knowledgeable sessions, sir. Very precisely, yes. And within a short period of time, you have been restricted your information, sir. Dr. Manohar Patil sir is felicitating Dr. Mahesh Prasad sir. Thank you, Dr. Rakesh Somani sir and Dr. Manohar Patil sir. Thank you. So the one important instruction to all the participants, those who have joined late to this summit and some registration formalities are remaining. So I am requesting them to contact Dr. Ajay Namdev sir during lunch session. One of the announcement, ladies and gentlemen, here we are with IPC coordinator Dr. Mohammad Shabuddin sir and Dr. Jay Balan sir, we are going to launch IPC 2025 flyer. So I request all the dignitaries to come on the dais to launch IPC Indian Pharmaceutical Congress, which is going to be held in Bengaluru. So I request them to launch a flyer of IPC 2025. All the dignitaries, you are requested to come forward, please. All dignitaries, please. Patil sir, please. So this is the launch of IPC flyer 2000. All dignitaries, those who are sitting on second row also. Indian Pharmaceutical Congress 2025, that is 74th IPC at Bengaluru. I request Professor Shahabuddin sir to have few words about this launching. Sir, चालू करो. Come here.
Very good afternoon. Respected dignitaries present today in this glamour-filled hall of PHARMA Lok's activity being conducted today, the National Pharma Summit. I take this privilege as coordinator of the 74th IPC to invite you all for the 74th IPC. Just 1 second, I'll complete the photo.
So this is the launch of IPC 2025 Bengaluru.
As you all know that Bangalore has always been different in conducting the activities. 2011, Bangalore has hosted the IPC, and after 15 years, again Bangalore got an opportunity to host the 74th IPC conducted by the Association of Pharmaceutical Teachers of India. And the venue is one of the best venue, Bangalore International Exhibition Center, which has got all the transportation connectivity, and the most important that this IPC is going to have a lot of new things to learn, and I request the most of the principals, people who are attending today, request them all to please kindly encourage your staff members, PG students and the students of your college to register and join. We have already crossed more than 6,500 plus registrations, and we are expecting more than 10,000 delegates. And this time already 170 plus stalls has already been fixed from industry, and this time there is going to be placement conclave. Apart from that, there will be sessions and also a conclave on startups and the entrepreneurship, which is going to give a scope for the pharmacists who will be attending. I take this privilege to invite you all to please join on 19, 20 and 21st of this December 2025 for 74th IPC. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Definitely the people will join IPC. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to have a lunch break. Lunch break will be only 30 minutes. So all of you are requested to be here on exact 3:30, okay. So after lunch there are very important sessions, two technical sessions, as well as important part of PHARMA Lok Summit, that is award ceremony. So again, I'm requesting all of you to be here in the hall at exact 3:30 p.m. Thank you. Thank you.